Hello and welcome to Age of Engineering, and my name's CJ. Now, where we last left off then, we'd simply finished setting up our tree farm. So we've now got the multi-farm over there, which is producing way more wood than I need, which is causing some problems. I'll just quickly go over now. The one problem it was causing was it was eating buckets. You see there's one bucket in there full, and then we've got so many. I had put 16 in originally, but as you can see there's now only 7 in here and 1 in there, so I don't know where they're going, lad, but it has been eating buckets. I've even created stack of buckets there. There's a couple of stack of buckets in here just to feed that thing, like, but look, funnily it hasn't eaten through those ones now. It seems to be keeping up with what it's got there now, so that should have sorted that problem. Right, so what I want to do today then, I have actually found a way to finally automate my steel production, and I am running dry on steel, so it's something that we really need to do. But first things first, what I'd like to create today is we need to set up some heavy machinery. Now the first thing I want to set up before we do the improved blast furnace is the metal press. Now, as you can see, this metal press requires a few objects, those objects being steel scaffolding, redstone engineering blocks, 1 piston, 1 heavy engineering block, and 2 conveyor belts. So the first thing we're going to have to create then is those redstone blocks. Now, I am going to need some redstone. I've got a bit there, but I'm going to need some more. Let's craft that up into that. Right, we're also going to need a automatic precision dropper. As you can see, I've been searching through those recently. So the first thing we're going to make then, let's get the precision dropper, because we're going to need that as well as a few other items that I have here, like the redstone clock and a lever. Right, so the first thing we need to make then, let's go over to immersive engineering. And we need to make 1 of these redstone blocks. Now you do get 2, that's not a problem, we will find a use for the other. So what it takes is 4 redstone, 1 copper and some iron. So 1 copper, 4 iron and 4 pieces of redstone. So we'll plop the 4 around there, we'll pop the copper in the middle, and then we'll pop his iron around the outside, and that gives us 2 of those. Now one thing we also needed to make was steel scaffolding. The steel scaffolding is 3 pieces of steel and then 3 steel rods, and steel rods are created with steel corner to corner, so 3 in a row, and that gives you 4 rods, so that's going to leave us 1 spare. And I believe we do get a few of those. Yeah, we get 6 of those, so that's more than enough. We only needed 2, but that does leave plenty for me to make some more, which I'll do between episodes. Right, now another thing that we needed then, looking back at this, we now need 1 piston and 1 heavy engineering block. So the first thing let's craft then is the heavy engineering block. Now that takes solarium, so what we're going to have to move on to today then is definitely going to be some ender technology. So we're definitely going to need we will definitely be needing then the alloy smelter, which takes a machine chassis, 3 furnaces, a cauldron and iron ingots. Now I have already gone ahead and created a few machine chassis. As you can see, I've got 10 there, so we have got quite a few. Now the alloy smelter then, we need a cauldron, so I'm going to have to grab, already got some there. So let's get some iron. So we need 1 cauldron, and we also need 3 furnaces. I'll just take that. Let's make 8. I aren't really bothered how many I make. And make 1 alloy smelter. Right, and solarium I believe is soul sand and gold. That does mean I'm going to have to make a trip to the nether at some point to collect some soul sand, but I can do that in between episodes. And we also need some gold. Let me just turn that back into ingots. 63, we need 1 more, because I may as well make a stack of soul sand. Right, now we need to connect this up to our power grid. I think what I'm going to do for now then, I haven't got a place set up for this, but we do want it to start processing as soon as possible, so I think I'm just going to place it down here for now, but I can get that moved around in between episodes. So we're going to want one of those, we're also going to want one of those. Let's place that on there and connect up that to there, and that should have ample amounts of power. I believe I may also have a capacitor for this. Let's have a quick look. I know I've got a stash of these capacitors somewhere. Here they are. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got good, hot, good, villainous, enhanced, crafty, premium, insatiable. No, we're not using that. Good, crafty. No. Good, smelting capacity. Maybe that one. Nice, hungry, nice, smelting, nice, insatiable capacity. I don't know if these names have any relevance. Nice smelting capacity would be a good name. Was that nice? Good smelting capacity would be a bad name, right? So where was that one? Nice smelting capacity would be a good name. So there we go. So we nearly took a dud anyway. Right, let's go chuck this in there, and that should hopefully have an increase in power and speed. It hasn't increased the power. Let's hope it's increased the speed. So yeah, we'll just leave that in there now. Process. Yeah, it is processing pretty fast. So yeah, we'll just leave that to process now to make all that solarium for us. We do actually only need one piece, so I'll just take that now and we can get started on the heavy engineering block. Right, so let's come back over here. Let's go back on immersive engineering. If I can spell. Still can't spell. And heavy engineering block. So we're going to need some steel mechanical components, some steel ingots and some pistons. Right, so we are going to need some more steel. We've got plenty of iron. We've got the redstone. Let's grab some more cobblestone, and we're also going to need some wood. 9, thank you very much. Right, now, come on, catch up today. Right, let's make these pistons first then. Iron ingot, steel ingot. You can make them out of steel. I'm not wasting steel. Right, so we've got us 3 pistons, one of them which we need for the machine itself, and then these 2 that we need for this. So we need steel ingot and copper to make those steel components. So we only need 2 of those. Let's quickly craft those up. Would help if I did shift click that, but never mind. Let's just do this one ourselves. Right, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then our piece of solarium, and that gives us our heavy engineering blocks. Right, now it's just a case of setting this up. This is what I have got this land for, so we can set up a few of these immediate objects that we're going to be using. Now let's get the book out. Where have I popped the book? Now it shows how to build this, and it shows 2 scaffolding at either side with your redstone block in the centre. Your 2 conveyor belts both pointing in the same direction, your piston facing down on top of the redstone block, and finally the heavy engineering block on top. So let's start. So the first things first then, I'm going to have it flowing across here, so let's pop that there, and then we'll take our redstone block and pop that there. Don't like how the texture connects with those. Never mind. Anyway, so now it's just a case of placing. Let me just place that. Can I not place that on there? No. Can I place that on there? In fact, I tell you what I will do. Let me take that back. I'll place this on here. I know it's rotated wrong, but we'll do it the easy way. We'll just use the engineer's hammer, and if you right click it with the engineer's hammer, that does rotate it. We only have to click it once as well, so that saved us quite the time. And then it's a case of our heavy engineering block on top and our 2 conveyor belts, and I'm going to have it travelling in this direction. Once you've got all that sorted, it is then another job for the engineer's hammer. You then click on Why is that not working? Is it the heavy engineering block I have to click? Let me just quickly check over this, see what the issue is, and I will be right back. Right, so our plans have been foiled by the look of it. That must have been disabled because I can't seem to get that to work. So what we're going to be moving on to then, we are going to be looking at making I'll quickly show you in the book. We're going to be looking at making the improved blast furnace, and you make that by taking your blast brick and reinforcing it with a steel plate to get your reinforced blast brick. I've already gone ahead and reinforced the blast brick, but there is a couple more items that I need to make. For instance, these blast furnace preheaters. Now these take iron sheet metal and an external heater. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we should have some iron sheet metal left over. The question is, where did I put that? Was it in this one? There we go. So we know we've got enough sheet metal. That's not a problem. We do need to make 2. We've got more than enough because we're only going to need 14. It's just a case of making the heater block, I believe it was called, or is it the radiator block? Nope, that's not the one. Where are you? They're external heaters. So we just need to make 2 of these external heaters, which means we need to make 2 of these coils, which means we need to make some more copper LV coil wire because we are running kind of low. So I do want the engineer cutters. This was why I was trying to build the press, because the press would have made us wire. It probably would have made us more wire as well, more efficiently, but it looks like we can't be doing that today. Right, so if I take, I don't know, it does it in 4, so let's say 24, and then I trim them here. Let's pop you back. We're still going to need that engineer's hammer. Let's get some sticks, and let's craft these into LV coils. There we go. So now we've got plenty of those. We've even got some left over. Right, now we're going to need 2 Anori crystals. 1, 2, so we can get 2 of the copper coil blocks, and then it's going to be a case of 6 copper ingots, 4 iron, and 2 redstone. Well, we've definitely got the redstone and we've definitely got the iron, so it's just a case of getting those 6 copper ingots and crafting our 2 external heaters. Then with the external heaters, we can then craft the blast furnace preheaters. And the reason we want 2 of them, I'll show you in just a second when we get started. Right, so to build the advanced blast furnace, we take the reinforced blast brick, and I have already made an area up here where I'm going to want it, and we place it down like so. And basically just the same as before, the same principle. You're building up 3 blocks high with your reinforced blast brick. The only difference is now is to finish it off, you then take a hopper and place a hopper on the center pointing straight in. Then if you go down to the front with your hammer and click again, you then get the new improved blast furnace. As you can see, it looks a little better as well than just that little change to the front of the previous one that we used. And the benefits of this one is we can input and output, but first things first, your heaters go in either side, and you have to face in the direction as they will place in the way that you face. As you can see, that did not connect there. So what you'd simply do is you'd face where you're connecting and connect it straight on like that. Now these do require power, so that does mean I will have to bring power up here. So first thing first, the first thing that we want to do then is get everything parked up. So we're going to have the output here, and I think I'm just going to have the output dump into 3 reinforced storage crates. So place them down there, keep that one aside. I also need to get out those and those. Right, now to pull out of these areas, these conveyors do have to be at the same height. So you couldn't have one from, let me just quickly show you. So you couldn't have one from here going up into here. It's not going to let me do it. You wouldn't be able to do that because technically this was placed at that height, not that same height. So you have to place them at the same height. So you'd have to come out flush, or you could even come out and go straight up, but you can come out, but you can't come out and go down because it wouldn't be placed on that same block. Right, so I'll just place that back down. Get those dropping conveyor belts. And we'll place one there, one there, and one there. That should be ample space as I'll be running up to change things over as well. The next thing I want to do, I'm going to have an import over here, which will import onto some rails here. And I think I'm going to have to pop and hop it because I'm not too sure if it can pull straight out of these crates. Right, now we are going to have to climb up bank with this because we do need to get to the top, which is where the inlet is for this. All items drop in through the top. Do have some building blocks. Let me place these ones down because I am going to have some pillars for corners. So let's say 4 high. Yeah, that's the right height. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 there again. We're going to have to connect it up for now, but I can take these blocks out after, so that's not a problem. And I think we will even have enough space. Yes, we will, because I do want it to circle around. I don't want it to just drop any items it couldn't process off the edge. I want it to bring them round because they shouldn't despawn while they are on the conveyor belts. Obviously, I can't overload it either because it's only what I'm going to be putting into the system. We're also going to need one there, and one there. Now, if I start, let's start at the top. We're going to have one here going into here, one there, one there, one there. Now here we're going to want our dropper one because this will then drop into that hole straight into the system. We're then going to take some more conveyor belts and we're just going to then tail ourselves back. Well, get off the conveyor, and then we're going to bring it up as well. What? That's bringing me up. Get off. Thank you very much. Take that one up and take that one up, and I should be able to remove those. Yeah, 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 and take those ones out as well. Let's take those ones from there as well. And final one. Right, now, on the output on the front is where the steel will come out, and then it does have an output on the back, and as you probably have guessed, this will be for the slag. So if we bring this over here, I've already brought a storage drawer up with the rest of my slag in, because I knew I'd be moving this up here, and this should then just insert into that chest. So it's at 469 now. Let's give it a test run. So let's throw in our block of coal coke. It would help if I wasn't carrying this ring. I mean, rings of magnetism are great and all that, but you've just seen the issue with it there. Now that should fill that up with coal coke, and I don't want to do 4 blocks because they take too long. So what I'll do, I'll throw those in there and then throw an extra 16 just so we can see that it doesn't drop them in, and it will keep them continually going round, won't drop any of them off. As long as that's working, we can then look at powering these preheaters. You just keep an eye on that. Still got that few pieces of iron going out. Should be coming over the 64 mark now. Yeah, just gone over the 64 mark. And once that's full, yeah, they should then start to circle round, and as they're getting processed, more will drop in. So yeah, they'll just keep circling round. That's brilliant. So now it's just a case of wiring this up. So we're going to need possibly one of those. We're definitely going to need 2 of those. And I'm going to need some more high volt wire, which is steel wire and aluminium wire. Bear with me 1 second then, I'm just going to wire this up off camera because I need to go and make those wires, and then we can see if this is processing. I believe I've just seen a piece of slag go into the back of that now, which means it's probably just processed a piece of steel already. So yeah, that is working. It does work slightly faster than a normal one, but wait until we've got those powered up and you see the difference that it gives. Then it does make an ample difference to the speed at which it can process the steel. So I'm just going to take a quick break while I take a bite to eat and get those wires ready, and then I'll be right back. Right, so I've got this powered up now. As you can see, I've brought a cable up through here. It was saying obstructive at first, but if I took out these 2 pieces of glass, I can connect the wire and then I can put the 2 pieces of glass back in. It does work like this with all wires as well with immersive engineering. So if you want to take a wire through a wall, you can connect it straight through and then put your wall pieces back in. So that's one way you can bring your connections through a wall. I mean, if I'd have placed that directly against this wall, maybe I'd that connect straight up to it. It'd probably look a bit better than just wire passing through this glass. But hey ho, I've got it sorted, and as you can see, it does process a lot faster. You can see that white bar just constantly going up without stopping, no delay. So that will process us ample amounts of steel. What I may do as well, just to check, I can see all that has gone in now, but what I'll do just to check as well, I'll probably chuck 2 stacks on there, come back later and check it and make sure that I've got the 2 stacks out, so I can definitely make sure that none of it will despawn. But other than that, yeah, we've got our alloy smelter. Yeah, I nearly totally forgot about that. We've got the ender alloy smelter, which has finished all that solarium. We will be making some more ender machines and probably making an area for the ender technology in a later episode. But now we've got a steel on auto production, so I can now just come up here and chuck everything in there and I can be guaranteed to get steel out. Yeah, there's still a manual aspect, but I haven't got to keep coming changing stack after stack after stack. I can just chuck a hell of a lot of iron in there and that should then process all of that into steel. Oh, bit of a lag spike there, a bit of a lengthy lag spike as well. But that is going to do it for today then. So unfortunately we didn't get the press sorted. It does look like that has been taken out or disabled, which is unfortunate because you do get more wires, or at least I was hoping I would have been getting more wires from the ingots, and also a few other items that we could have pressed as well, but it looks like we can't do those. There was also something else I did try as well between episodes. I made a gear cast. I'd been watching a bit of Chosen Architect, and it looks like there's still a lag on the server. And is that the lag gone? Yeah. No. Right, anyway, I made a gear cast to try and make bronze gears. Unfortunately, that's been disabled as well. It did work when I saw Chosen Architect use it, but obviously it's been a few weeks down the line and there's been updates to the mod pack. So unfortunately that has now been disabled, so I've still got to make any gears the old-fashioned way. Other than that though, thank you very much for your time today. If you have enjoyed the episode, please feel free to leave a like. And if you would like to see more videos from myself, then please feel free to subscribe for more updates on when I post more videos for the Minecraft. So thank you and goodbye.